outrageous predictions for Ohio State against Michigan State Saturday at noon at Ohio Stadium, last home game of the year for the Buckeyes, but the stakes are much more significant than that. Both of these teams still in the race to maybe win the Big Ten East. Both of these teams still trying to make the playoff. Ohio State number 4 in the rankings, Michigan State number 7 in the newest rankings. Doug, what is your outrageous prediction for this top 10 clash?
Ooh, I get to go first because I think we all might be on the same page here. I'm predicting outrageously 4 100-yard receivers in this game, 3 from Ohio State and 1 from Michigan State. These are bad pass defenses. We've covered that you can hear it on our Friday preview show. Michigan State is probably still without Jalen Nailor, its best receiver, probably, but Jaden Reed last week against Maryland had 8 catches for 114. That was his third 100-yard receiving game of the year. I do think Peyton Thorne and Michigan State will be able to throw it a little bit on the Buckeyes. And then I think we see like the equal distribution. I know sometimes guys have gone off at different times. I don't think it's impossible. I mean, if CJ Stroud throws for 470, it's like, all right, well, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Chris Olave, and Garrett Wilson could all get over 100. So that's what I'm saying. 4 receivers with 100 receiving yards Saturday.
Steven, are you on that same topic?
Yeah, it's in the passing game. It's not necessarily up that alley, though. I just think it's Chris Olave's turn to have that day. He hasn't had it in a couple of weeks, and his days seem to always come against Ohio State's best opponents. That's when he really starts to shine, and quite frankly, this will be, from a ranking standpoint, this will be the best opponent Ohio State has played this season, even with Oregon in mind. And so I am saying Chris Olave breaks, it's a twofold because one's not outrageous. He breaks the career touchdowns receptions record on Saturday. He needs 2 to do that and pass David Boston. He's at 33 right now. And he ties the single game record for most touchdowns in a game. It would tie him with Bob Grimes, Terry Glenn, Dan Sanzenbacher, and Noah Brown, who all had 4 in their respective games. So he ties that record, and then he passes the David Boston on Saturday. So that's what I'm going to say. So at least 4 touchdown catches for Chris Olave.
That'd be a heck of a senior day, man. That would be a good reason. That'd be worth coming back for. That would be like a senior day legend. That when we start doing stuff 10 years from now, when we're doing what Ohio State senior had the best senior day, it'd be like Troy against Michigan and Chris Olave against Michigan State.
And it would just be a great full circle for his career too. I mean, to what he did as a freshman, peaking late in the year, big game against Michigan, bring it all the way around. That would be a fun day, I think, for Ohio State fans and for Olave, if that came true. I'm really glad that I didn't pick something on the receiving side of things, just to spice it up a little bit here. Trevion Henderson has been fantastic this season, but only had 3 what I would call like really huge games. 3 games where he's gone over 150 total yards. He had the 282 against Akron, 169 against Maryland, 159 against Penn State. Other games, partially because he just didn't play the second half in some of these blowouts, it's been more like, oh, he explodes for a moment and is very efficient that game, but doesn't have necessarily a huge performance. I think one of the reasons why we didn't see him as much maybe in the Purdue game was because Ohio State wanted to mix Mayan Williams in there more and take some of the load off. But it's for a game like this. It's for a game like what they'll have against Michigan. They've been trying to have him still have a lot of legs left for the end of the season. So last year against Michigan State, Trey Sermon went for over 100 yards on only 10 carries. Justin Fields 100 yards on 13 carries. CJ Stroud even had the 48-yard touchdown against the scrub. So I know Michigan State's pass defense is suspect, but I think Ohio State's going to look at Kenneth Walker III and say, we can counter that with our own guys. So I'm setting it at, I was going to set like an over under. Let's just say 175 yards and 3 touchdowns for Trevion Henderson in kind of an explosion kind of game on a national stage that he maybe hasn't had yet, and getting the talk going on him. Maybe not so much for this year at the Heisman Trophy, but getting him farther up the list for people to be thinking about next year down the line. It's going to be tougher because Michigan State does have a pretty good run defense, but teams also tend to just throw the ball a lot against them because that's where they're vulnerable. So we'll see if Ohio State can take advantage of both sides of the ball, so to speak. On Saturday, get the text 614-350-3315. We'll be analyzing and bringing you news from this game the next couple of days, and obviously pregame and throughout the game on Saturday from Buckeye Talk.